Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. Today we're going to talk about another demon character, Megawheel. And by the way, guys, if you want to see all the other characters we already reviewed for the demon faction, there is a playlist called Demon Character in the description down below, among with another bunch of playlists which we try to cover everything in the game with those playlists, so that gives you guys information about every single thing that we cover. So check the description down below, guys. So what we're going to do in this video, guys, is pretty simple. We're going to take a look at Megawheel, how to build him, how to play him, which include skill update priority, which includes runes, which include artifact. Then after that, we're going to be jumping in tier 8 raid to show what he can actually do a little bit, and then we're going to be moving to a little bit of arena with a demon team with him in there, and see what he can actually achieve in the game as a playable character, and with this synergy with the demon team, obviously. But before we get into all of that, guys, if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code, the STAR code, to get $10 worth of free stuff. To do so, it is very simple, guys. You go in settings, you go in use promo code, and you enter the word STARCO, STARKO. Then you press OK, and you will receive $10 worth of free stuff, which include 500 dragons and 250,000 gold, which is actually quite a lot of resources when you are below level 15, which gives you a huge head start in progressing in Dragon Champion. So promo code STARCO. So let's jump into the roster here and let's take a look at Megawheel. Megawheel, by the way, guys, is kind of hard to recruit, to be honest. You can find him in Tower mode, you can find him in Rage of the Clan 8-3 and Demon Invasion 4-3. And by the way, guys, those missions are not unlocked because I'm on the test server and we don't unlock mission because it's boring. But this is where you can actually farm these characters. Is it worth farming? If you don't have Kiri, definitely is worth farming to be able to unlock a General Mordok, because you will need a tank demon. So if you don't have Kiri, if you don't plan to invest in getting Kiri right now, right away, and you want to get ready for the General Mordok event, definitely is totally worth getting. It's actually better than what most people think. You know, I hear feedback about these characters and I'm like, this character suck, blah 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 blah, and then I built him myself for this video and I tested him a little bit. I'm like, this character does not suck. This character is actually, it's not a meta or anything like that, maybe more in the average section of the game, but definitely does not suck. You can get a very solid job done in a demon team. But anyway, with that said, we're going to take a look at the skills, which skills we could get. We should get to level 6 first, then after that we're going to talk about runes and artifact and then gameplay. So first skill we're going to talk about is the passive ability, Harbinger of Death. Increase critical chance by 6% for each living demon in the party. So you run with a full team of demon, most likely against General Mordok, or you run with 4 demons and Mordum. That pretty much gives you 24%, between 24% and 30% increase critical chance, which is quite a good amount of critical chance, to be honest. And when you use this AoE ability, I chance that it's gonna be it'll do multiple critical hits, which will do quite a good amount of AoE damage. So this is definitely a very important skill to get to level 6. If we look at the AoE skill, well, the third skill here, you call that a hit. Deal 220% physical damage to all enemies and remove all stack of pains from them. Deal an extra 50% of physical damage for each stack of pain removed. So if you have at least 1 stack of pain on the opponents, you go to 270% of damage, and it's go up and go up and go up as with as many pain stack you have. Like when you use Kira and you actually do the counter attack on your tank, and then that counter attack apply pain on like 2-3 targets, and then you hit that AoE, that will do quite a good amount of damage. So that's kind of how this ability works. Now, should these skills be upgraded to level 6, you can see a huge difference if you downgrade that to level 5, but it's only a little bit of damage. You know, the extra is only 10%, but you still lose 50% of all enemy damage. But still, I think you can make that work at level 5. Wow, 50. Wow. At level 5, I think it can work, but still, if you can get this ability to level 6, it is huge. Then you have the ability Hit Me, which is the taunt ability. It's the second ability. Gain taunt and cheat data for 2 turns. Remove 2 debuff and recover 25% of HP. If you get that to level 5, it recover only 15% HP, but all the other skills are there. So yes, it is a good skill to get to level 6. Is it mandatory to get it to level 6? No. The thing I don't like about this skill is that pretty much what I'm trying to say. It's the cooldown. Goddamn, it's a cooldown. You start this skills with 1 turn cooldown on it, so you cannot taunt right away with Megawheel, and I think that's the part that hurt him. If you change this ability to be available on the first turn, that will make Megawheel so much better in my personal opinion. And then we have the first skill, Get Them, basic ability, deal 230% physical damage to an enemy and apply 1 stack of pain for 5 turns. That's 5 turns. That's a lot, man. So is that skill important to get to level 6? Definitely not. This skill is not important to get to any level. All you need on this skills is pain. So you can actually technically keep that skill at level 1 and that will not matter at all. It's just that you still need to have that chance to apply pain, and that's basic on that skill. So this skill is not important to level up. All you want from that skill is pain. Now obviously you're gonna get hit to level 4, level 5 because you still want some damage from this skill, but what's really important on this skill is the pain. So the priority to get the skills up on these characters, most important to get to level 6 is Harbinger of Death, to that extra critical chance for each demon in the living party. And then after that, the AoE ability, in my opinion, is very important because it's let's say 60% here extra damage AoE wise. It is a lot of damage, so very important in my opinion. And then third position, you have Hit Me. The 10% healing is not going to make a huge difference, but having it is going to be very, very great. So this skills will be position number 3. Now, how do you execute those skills? You don't use this skill on cooldown battle, guys. You only need to use this skills when you have at least 2 or 3 pain spread out around the opponent team if you can, or a few stacks of it, so you can actually maximize the damage. So you're gonna use your taunt on cooldown, you're gonna feel with the basic ability, and when you have 2 or more stacks of pain across the opponent team, you're going to be using your third skill to maximize the damage you're going to actually be doing, and that is the way to play this character, unless you need to do some AoE damage to finish a target really, really fast before a heal comes out. Then you use the AoE ability, obviously, but in most cases you're gonna wait till you have a few stacks of pain to maximize the damage. Now if we take a look at the runes, what's important is to give him as much survivability as possible with the set. So as most tanks, it is true 3 armor rune set, so you can get an extra 60% armor here, 20% armor per set. And then the primaries, first primary, you want to go with speed. These characters need speed to be able to apply its pain as much as possible and do as much damage as possible. He's a tank that actually does damage, which is great. Second primary is armor. Here you want to get armor as high as possible, and the third primary is potency, because you need to apply this potency, not this potency, but this pain as much as possible. So potency is very important. Now, what is the best secondary stats? My opinion, the priority on the secondary stats is priority number 1, pain. Not pain, but potency to apply that pain as much as possible. 2 is armor. 3 is speed. Those are the 3 very important stats to actually have on this character. So if we look at the secondary stats on those runes we have here, you can see we have potency, again, we have potency again. You can see the pattern here. We have armor here, and tenacity, that one's actually terrible, but we have the good primary, which was really hard to find today. Here we have potency and armor, which is pretty solid, and here we have nothing good, but we have the 22.5% potency on the primary, which is what's very, very important. So you can see we have a pretty solid setup on the rune on him, and that's the way to build him. Primaries, you want to have speed, armor, potency. Secondary stats, you're gonna focus on potency, most important, then armor, then speed. Now if we actually go take a look at the artifact is gonna be a little bit different because you want armor. Maybe I could have went with something better with armor, but I went with damage. Now if you can actually have one armor and something better, like I do think I have one somewhere actually has potency. Let me take a look real fast here. This one will actually be the optimal. You can see potency with armor, that will be very, very solid. I did not have another one of those, so I could not do that, but that will be, in my opinion, the potentially the best for him. But I went with damage and armor because what really mattered for me here was the armor, and you still get a very solid ability here, you know. At the start of the turn, remove one debuff with 40% chance. Well, 40% chance to remove one debuff, which can actually be quite useful. Like, you know, the other team has a 0 lead and you remove the debuff immunity. That can actually be awesome. You know, stuff like that. So definitely this artifact is good, but it is not as good as the magic limb, which I forgot the name, the one we just showcased. That one will have been much better for him. Now if we take a look at the stats we have with this full build, you can see here we have 3500 physical damage, which is actually not that bad. Critical chance is 21.33%, but in the full demon team we're going to get an extra 30%, so that will be over 50% critical chance, which is actually pretty damn good. Armor, we are close to 60% armor on both physical and magic armor, which is pretty solid. And then speed, 148 speed, which is actually quite low. Obviously you want to reach at least 160 speed if you can, which will be optimal. And then potency, we have 31.5% potency, which is not that great, but the buff leadership will help in compensating for that, because if we look at the buff leadership here, you can see increase the speed of all demon by 33% here, which is definitely gonna help with the speed, and the leadership will not help with the potency, but buff will be able to apply increased potency on this guy, so that is definitely going to be good. And the 30% tenacity is a huge increase here. So oh yeah, for the buff, potency buff here, you have that. See, swap his turn meter with the target ally, remove 2 debuff from both himself and the ally. Both gain a potency increase for 2 turns and recover 25% of their health. So very useful to apply that on your Megawheel, so your Megawheel can actually get his stout rolling as early as possible. So that's a good synergy they have there, definitely. So next, guys, we're going to be jumping into the gameplay. We have tier 8 raid gameplay, and we have arena gameplay that we're going to be jumping in. We're going to start with arena so you guys can see him in action a little bit, then we're going to be jumping into the raid gameplay. First gameplay, we're going to be jumping in arena, guys. We do have this is our team we're going to be using. The other party has the same team pretty much, except here he has Kiri instead of Megawheel, so it's pretty much copycat team with one little change to show the difference between both pretty much. We're gonna start, and this other opponent, if he has a buff speed higher than me, will probably mess my whole thing up. So hopefully we don't get a bunch of ability block. That's pretty much all that matters here, to be honest. So this is a start. What we want to start with is to kill Kira as soon as possible if we can handle it. That's kind of the objective here. We're gonna see how it works. The taunt is out, so there's nothing we can do about that. Currently right now we're gonna be using my swap here with Mortem, because that, I think that's gonna give me an advantage, to be honest. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so here we're gonna apply that on this fella. We're gonna apply all the buff, debuff. Obviously, we're gonna try to take care of him while we can, which can be quite annoying. Now we're gonna taunt with my Megawheel so he can actually take some, you know, some heat from the other team, and hopefully we can do good here. You can see my Megawheel is actually surviving better than the carry on the other team, so I guess we're not doing that bad. We don't have pain stack apply on the other team, so we cannot use that AoE skills. That will be totally worthless. So we're gonna try to get some pain apply now that we lost Kiri really early. That really messed things up, to be honest. It really does, because without Kiri we don't get to apply the pain on counterattack, you know, the stealth plus counterattack, so it really messed things up. So we're gonna try to apply that thing up over and over, but it does not look that's gonna be working, to be honest. Looks like RNG does not want us to actually have a decent fight, but you can see his survivability is pretty great. We have a terrible RNG on this fight, without single doubt. That has to be one of the worst fight ever here. We do have debuff buff immunity here, but I want to test if we should the debuff removal apply after you apply the taunt. So if you have debuff immunity, buff immunity, you cannot use the taunt ability here. That's something I wanted to be testing. So obviously we're facing a meta team, so we cannot expect to win, but if we actually had a good fight where Kira did not die, we were able to apply a bunch of pain, and we could have won, because before I recorded this video I was able to get a good run against a similar team and actually win it, but this one was just a total mess. But that was to actually showcase him a little bit in Arena. Like I said, he's not going to replace Kiri in Arena. If you have good RNG, you're going to be able to handle him. But that is actually a perfect example of why you should not put him in the Arena team, because if you don't have good RNG fight, you are going to get destroyed. Which kind of proved my point here that he's not going to be replacing Kiri, but we wanted to show the gameplay still. Next, we're going to be jumping in tier 8 raid, guys. Let's go. Kill raids. Let's open a tier 8 raid just for you guys. I wish that was the price on the live server. 20 ticket. That's just awesome. Okay, so here we're gonna test him in the demon team against Salius here. So buff, more doom, Shadar, Kira, and Megawheel, so we can actually see what it can do in this team pretty much. Now, tier 8 raid is a lot different than tier 7 raid, guys, so don't expect too much here. We're gonna get our ass kicked. Definitely a tier 8 raid, very, very high tenacity, a lot more damage, but that will give us a good opinion on how much survivability this guy has when he's getting attacked, so that will help with that, definitely. Okay, here we're gonna apply that. Turn meter up is always useful. We're gonna try to do that on him. Well, at least we got something good. We can use a counter attack here, which is actually great, and we got a taunt ability already, so now we can actually taunt too, and we're gonna be able to see how much damage he can actually do here. Here we're gonna use, damn, that didn't do much damage. I thought that was gonna do at least a little bit of damage, but apparently not. Now we're going to deal with both of them taunts, so that really screw things up a little bit. And we're going to try to apply some pain out there, definitely. And we're going to see how it goes. So we got blind apply on 3 target. That is literally terrible. Now we're not going to be able to hit with that. We're going to use that again. So we got 1 pain, we got 2 pains. We're gonna try to use that AoE and see what happened with that AoE here. See, the damage was actually not bad at all. Here we're gonna heal. We don't have a choice. We're gonna attack this guy. We are going to use this ability on there. There we go. So we can taunt again, which is always great. More taunt, more survivability as always. Now we're gonna get rid of this guy. At least get rid of the town. That would be great. That's the only thing that's really getting in the way right now. We're not gonna use the big skill here because the taunt is on. The damage is shit there. Damn. This guy has a lot more survivability than before. Definitely. So you can see he can actually take a solid hit here. That's actually surprising. The objective on tier 8 raid is to be able to do about 5% damage on per round. If you can't do that, that's considered pretty decent. So we're gonna see what we can achieve here. We're gonna try to apply that. That was pretty great. We got some debuff on him. And now we're gonna try to just go with regular attacks pretty much. We're gonna have to get rid of this one eventually, but I don't want to kill it before we actually kill her, before we actually get the next batch of summons pretty much. That's kind of the objective here. Here, should we use that? Yeah, sure. We can use that on Shadow. Shadow is actually going to be doing decent damage usually, but it's magic damage, so that might not actually be optimal for this team, to be honest. I think replacing Shadow with probably Eric Shellbreaker for the debuff immunity could actually be a great move on this fight, in my personal opinion. Okay, here we got Taunt again. Nice kill here. We're gonna use this skill to get the buff, and then we're gonna try to do some more damage after that. So far we are doing pretty solid. I like to think we are past 5% damage, so this is definitely very solid here. Well, now we have a lot of blind, but we can apply some extra shit here. Kira does not have the blind, so we can do some extra attack. Now, this has the blind. We have a few turns that we're gonna have to suffer with the blind, apparently. Next round, we shall be getting the summons, I'm guessing. No, not yet, apparently. Okay, so here we're gonna use this ability on him. We want a town to be back so we can get more survivability, which is actually doing pretty great. Oh, I almost pressed the third skill on my Mordoom here. That would have been terrible. Here, increase the turn meter. I'm going to be able to debuff this fella before anything happens. We try to apply more pains, which is not happening, sadly. Which kind of sucks. I'm trying to get at least 2 stacks of pain before I do that AoE again, but we might have to use it before that. We don't know. So here we go. More minions. It's actually going much better than I expected here. Tier 8 raid is going pretty well. Pretty damn well. So more buff, more debuff. Kicking some serious ass here. More AoE here, more turn meter. I think this team is actually pretty solid for that. Even with Megawheel, and Megawheel actually get to taunt really often, which is actually pretty great. It is a huge improvement. By using this skill on Megawheel every time it's available, give me allow me to taunt more often too, which is actually pretty great. Wow, that hurt. I think he's mad. You mad, bro? I think he's mad. No, we cannot do that because we don't have the turn meter to do that. Not the turn meter, but the pain out there to do that. And I think we had the blind too. But anyway, now we can apply more debuff. That was not as many debuff as we wanted to apply. But I guess that's going to be fine. Increase turn meter here. Now we're going to taunt again. And see, a survivability is actually better than expected here. I guess next turn we're going to use that AoE so we can see it in action. I guess. Oh, we finally got people back out. But I'm not going to use the third skill here because that'll be useless. I'm going to use that AoE. Damage didn't look that bad. We're gonna take a look at the damage when we're done with this fight. Definitely see where damage from Miguel will apply, but its survivability is actually quite amazing, and I like to believe so. Now we're gonna apply that to him so we can get that taunt out as soon as possible, which is not now apparently. We're gonna get some healing out if we can. Now we're probably gonna get murder. Yeah, Mordoom is out. We still have the town, so he's still surviving like a champ, which is actually quite surprising. Hey, we're supposed to attack Mordoom here. Not Mordoom, but the this guy. A cheat death, which is always useful. So you can see his survivability is actually quite great. Now we're going to do that on him. Talent is not available, so he's about to die. There we go, everybody's dead. Within 13% damage, so that was actually quite impressive in my opinion. 400,000 damage, that more than you should be doing here. You can see here 10 people doing that. Definitely clear that, so you only need about 10 people to clear the 3 first boss, I have to say, with a similar team. So definitely this is a very solid team. If we look at the damage, damn, he did more damage than Mordum, he did more damage than Buff. He was my number 2 damage after Kira. So well, I think they do magic damage, so that's kind of normal, but still his damage was close to Kira, so that was pretty solid damage. A lot of healing, a lot of absorb damage, so that was definitely a very good fight from him, and that was better than I expected, to be honest. I did not expect this to go so well with all the magic damage I was bringing this team, but that was pretty solid. So that gives you guys how he does gameplay wise in both arena and in tier 8 raid, and you can see he is not as bad as most people claim. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for daily Dragon Champion content. You'll have a good time enjoying your time in Dragon Champion, guys, and I will see you again next time. Thank you.